Me and Tim are back at it again on one of our wild green adventures. I've never been here. Tim, you've never been here, right?
Nope.
Neither one of us has never been here, okay? And this is what we get to see. From the campsite that we're staying at tonight. This is Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota. We're gonna go do some astro tonight and stuff like that, so it should be pretty cool and we should have a really good time. And it's recording cool. Okay guys, we are here at these trees that look very interesting, and what I'm going to talk to you guys right now about is some composition. If you see this leading line right down through here and stuff like that, I got that in the foreframe and stuff, and the leading into these trees. So I think that's a really good way to draw your attention into the stuff. We're going to go around and look some more in here to see if we can find any better shots though. So.
I'm here and a part of the sky.
Okay. I'm going to take this out.
That's fine. I see it.
Okay guys, I use this tree as a leading line to show you a thing that I'm going to be shooting here in a second. And this is, like I said, this path that I've done. And the reason why is because it gives enough in the foreground to draw you into the picture. So that's why I really like doing this type of stuff and giving you that little bit of more oomph to take it over that edge with composition. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a few shots. Me and Tim are doing some photos and videos, so we're going to be here a bit. Alright guys, when you're looking for composition and stuff like that, be sure to look everywhere. Get down low, get down, look up high, take your camera up higher if you need to, other than just right here the whole time, because you're liable to get a lot better shots. I'm going to show you right here with, again, the same trail leading towards the Little Missouri and everything. I'm going to show you it at a higher thing, pointing down at very low and just right at eye level. So I'm going to take 3 shots real quick and show you that. Me personally, I like the lowest shot the best for the simple reason that's how I like to shoot usually anyways, because it usually gives a lot of that in the foreground. Leading lines, like I say, leading lines are a big thing for me. Getting something filled in every third of the screen is a good thing, and it's showing this beautiful path that we have here at Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Okay guys, we have a good situation here actually. The sun's shining, we're healthy, we're at a beautiful national park, and I want to take a pano, okay? Now, this isn't the perfect spot to take a pano here, because for me to take a pano, I literally have to go from here all the way to there. And you see I got that cabin thing in the way, okay? So I'm going to go over to that cabin and see if it's better over there. Hopefully it is, and then I'll take a pano from the edge of that. But it should be really cool, and I'll tell you how to take a pano when I get over there. Okay guys, there's 3 major ways to do a pano, okay? 1, pull out your cell phone and use pano mode on that. 2, if you have a Osmo action, you can do the same thing with that, okay? Or just kind of do a slow video of it like that, and you can get a wide panel like that. 2 also kind of, if you have a really wide angle lens, and now this is cheating a bit in my opinion, okay? You can take a wide shot of it, crop down the top, crop down the bottom, and you'll have a pano, okay? Technically, yes, it's a pano. My third and final best way that I like to do is do it in a mirrorless camera, DSLR, something like that. I'm using my RP for it. And what I do is I go ahead and I personally take horizontal shots. Most people take vertical because you get more detail in it that way. But I take horizontal for the simple reason I don't want it quite as tall. And I do 3 rows, 1 up top, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the bottom. And I get all the way pretty much to my feet, and then I take it into Photoshop, and then let Photo Merge deal with getting all the stuff together and lined up most of the way. Then I line it up properly the final way. Then I will crop it to a panel size, and then I will edit it from there. Okay? So that's how I normally do my panos.
Really, some of your DSLRs and your mirrorless will actually also allow you to do mirrorless, do panos inside the camera itself. I personally don't use those because they are JPEGs, so you have less post-processing capabilities. It's beautiful here.
Okay guys, we are here at sunset right now. Actually, a little bit past sunset. We're getting ready to do some astrophotography, and Tim's gonna have a whole lesson on this on his channel further on down when he decides to post it and everything. But I'm going to use this structure as my foreground for this and everything, and I'm going to light it up a little bit. What Tim is doing with that camera over there is he is going to go ahead and make a big panoramic with that. However, I decided to do my panoramic in a different spot, and I'm going to do a panoramic of it also, but my panoramic is going to be down here, which I'll show you here in a second once I get to it. So yeah, sorry about the wind noise, guys. My panoramic is going to be right here, and I'm going to try to get the Milky Way coming out across this way and stuff. So hopefully it works out great. If not, well then we'll try again another day. Tomorrow probably. Wait for it to get really dark and take on the one over there. So therefore I have stuff. We're thinking the Milky Way is going to be in this area tonight. Across this. We were hoping it was going to be across this, but I think it's going to be across that. So, okay. North Dakota's a little windy. I'm sure you can't hear me. Okay guys, when we're looking for locations to do the Milky Way at, we do a few spots where we try to find it and stuff. Right now I'm right by the Little Missouri River. This would be a great shot to get the river in and everything, and I'm going to show you that in 1 second. And I'll tell you why it's good and why it's bad. Okay, the good, it's a beautiful place. We know that. We're still in Teddy Roosevelt National Park, the south unit this time. And we're going to be using some Milky Way tonight. We're going to try to get it again. I'm talking about shooting locations right now and scouting for what you want to find and stuff. This is a good, beautiful place. This is a great landscape shot. But as far as a Milky Way shot, what can I put in the foreground here? Really nothing except for the river. Okay, and then I have that over there, the mountain range over there and stuff. Well, not a mountain range, it's because we're in the Black Hills. Anyways, the Black Hills and stuff. I have that over there I can use, but the problem here is that in order to get a really good shot, I would have to come out here, take this during the day, make it dark and everything, and then put the Milky Way in after that. And that's a lot of extra work to do for some photos and stuff. Now granted, when we are doing Milky Way, we may do a lot of stacking and stuff, but the reason why we're doing the stacking is to get it clear. In this case, I'd love to get the river in it. Would this be a great nightscape shot? Yes, it would be if the moon was out, because then you can get the moon, the glow of the river and stuff like that. And or if you wanted to, you can get a nightscape shot like that and everything, and then take out the sky, put a Milky Way in of your own that you have. That'd be a good way to do it too. But the Milky Way also would be coming probably, let's see, it'd be coming actually over this way and coming up. So it'd be over there, which I'm in the campground right now, so, but it'd be coming from over there and then coming over. So it'd be kind of like just like a streak through here, and you wouldn't get the whole sky. You would just get just what that one streak of it. So kind of like the tree behind me that you got a streak coming out of my head. Like I was saying also is that go to multiple different locations to see which one you like the best. We're going to try and shoot 2 tonight, actually. We're going to try to shoot one at a horse ranch that is inside the park. Unfortunately, there's no horses there currently. There's bison there, though. We're going to try to shoot that because it's a wide open field. And it's going to be a basic Milky Way shot. And it's a good way to get your foundation and firmness on it and get something that you might really like. And then also, we're going to be shooting one with a bunch of huduks or whatever they're called in it and stuff like that. And then it's on the side of them. Matter of fact, it's on the side of something like that I just showed you. And so that's what we're going to be doing. I'll show you the images of what we get tonight, whether they're good or bad. What's up, guys? I am coming to you from my camping situation in Teddy Roosevelt National Park, Theodore Roosevelt National Park, the South Unit, and we looked at the schedule today, you know, for what we want to do. I looked at the weather, and this is all part of planning our shots for tonight. Well, we want to be at Devil's Tower tonight, which is in Wyoming, and it's supposed to be overcast and raining. So that means that, you know, we can't get astro shots at night when there's clouds naturally. So we will probably figure out something else different to do. We don't know what yet, but all of this comes into planning, and you gotta, you know, look at this stuff all the time to see what it says, because when we looked at it a week out, when we left on the trip, it said it was going to be nice and sunny and everything. So, but that's forecasting for you, the weather, and we just got to find different ways to work around stuff. Right now here it's very overcasty and looks like it could rain at any moment. I don't think it will. We had a herd of small bison come through too, so we were busy looking at those and stuff. But there's a lot of other things that we can do. Like, for example, we got to head south at least to get back home because we're north. So we could do Spearfish Canyon, which has 3 waterfalls on it. We've been there before, but they are very beautiful waterfalls, and we might be able to find a different way to photograph them this time or take video or something of them. 1 and 2, since we have different equipment this time, like I didn't have a drone with me last time I was there, I might be able to fly around it. I don't know if any of them are a state or national park or a no-fly zone area. I will have to look that up, and that's part of the planning, to find out what you can use, where and how, and stuff like that. It is a part of the process of taking really good photos. A lot of it's skill, some of it's luck. When we go and do this stuff, we plan the best we can to get the results that we want. Now, so far out of this trip that we are doing, have we gotten everything that we want out of it? Well, let's look at our criteria on what we planned and what we want. We wanted to go out shooting and have a good time out west. We went to North Dakota, which is west from us because we're in the St. Louis area. So, check 1, okay? We've gotten great shots of stuff already, and we've enjoyed, so 2, gotten some good shots, and 3, we've enjoyed our time, hanging out with a friend, also, going and seeing the national parks. We've both never been to this national park before. This is a very nice national park, and honestly, you could spend an entire week at just one part of this park and not see everything. It is a very good park. It's very nice. People are nice here. It's well maintained as far as the campgrounds and stuff. They got state-of-the-art toilets here. As far as campgrounds go, they don't flush, they don't wipe your butt or anything like that, but they do, all the typical things that we have. And yeah, it's a very good place. I really have enjoyed my time at this park, the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. If you guys do ever want to come up here, go check out all three sides of it. The north, central, and south units. We didn't check out the south unit at all for the simple reason we didn't know about it until yesterday. And again, that's part of planning. We did all of our research, and all the stuff that we found was about the north and south, nothing about the central. And then we watched a video at the visitor center that had the central part in it, and then on the map here they have the central part also, which is actually the original Theodore Roosevelt homestead that he ranched and everything. The one that he liked the most. He had many ranches up here and stuff that he really enjoyed doing. And also, this park tells a lot about the history of Theodore Roosevelt, where a lot of other national parks like the Grand Canyon or Zion or the Grand Tetons or a lot of other ones tell about the history of the park through erosion and how this happened. This one leans in heavily on Theodore Roosevelt, which is really cool too. And I like that about this park because it's a little bit different from the rest, and that's cool. We're breaking down camp now. We don't quite know whether we're gonna. Well, we know we're gonna eat breakfast somewhere, probably in the town of Medora. It's a nice little town, right on the outside of Theodore Roosevelt National Park. We don't know where we're going left from here though, because as I mentioned earlier, we have these clouds above us. We think it's going to rain tonight. We don't know sure when. We're not sure about Devil's Tower. So we're going to discuss that at breakfast and figure out where we're going. And then after that, get to it. But let's keep on breaking down camp. Old gas pumps. Okay guys, we have a little bit of change of plans. Since we're going to have all the clouds and rain tonight at Devil's Tower, we decided to go ahead and not do that tonight. And that's, just looking at the forecast, being smart, and knowing that we're not going to get the shots that we want from there. But we are also in this beautiful area, and we know it's nice. We've actually been here before. This is Spearfish Canyon, and there's a waterfall right over here that is really gorgeous and beautiful. I'll take you over there in a second and stuff like that. So, okay guys, this is Bridevale Falls in Spearfish Canyon. I'm across the street and I'll walk and everything, so to show you. I'm doing it like this for the simple reason I don't have my ND filters with me for my regular camera. Now, however, I did take up my drone and I do have my ND filters for that because they're small, compact, and in a case, and I have everything with me the whole time. Anyways, this is Spearfish Canyon Falls. I'm sorry, Bridevale Falls. Okay, we're on our way to a second waterfall. It's Rough Rock Falls in Spearfish Canyon. Again, we've been here before. I'll put the previous photo that I've done here up right now. So, but anyways, I didn't do a lot of vlogging of it before just because I didn't think to. But these trails here are neat too. So take them when you want to, and they're kind of cool. I'll show you this one. Okay, and it's just a lot of this. Okay, we just got done with Rough Rock Falls. To get a really good shot of that with a DSLR mirrorless type camera and stuff like that, you've got to get in the water, and they don't want you really doing that here for the simple reason it's a nature preserve and they want to protect nature, which is perfectly fine and understandable. So respect boundaries of that and everything, but we got the best shots we could, and that's why I bought the drone also. To get a good, I'll bring a quick tip to you real quick with the video and everything. And a lot of people that do vlogs do a lot longer than 10 seconds and everything per clip. Pretty much 10 seconds is the norm in cinema. And watch your favorite movie, you'll see very little clips are longer than 10 seconds. Stock footage, again, another quick trip with Ralph. Quick tip with Ralph, wow. Not quick trip, quick tip. Anyways, if you're doing stock video footage, do it for longer than a minute also. The reason why is because then they can get a part of that footage that they want and they'll be good with it. And you'll make your money.